Hey folks, welcome back to the channel where your pocket change could be your paycheck and your junk drawer might be holding a jackpot. Now I'm about to say something that might sound totally nuts, but stick with me, alright? There's a little brown coin you probably have sitting in a jar on your dresser or rolling around in your car cup holder that might just be worth more than your house. That's right, I'm talking about the unassuming 2008 Lincoln Memorial penny with no mint mark. Looks ordinary, right? But buckle up, because one of these babies sold for a jaw-dropping $1.6 million. Yeah, you heard me right. Not $1.60. Not $1,600. $1.6 million for a single penny. Now, before you toss your whole coin collection in the air and start doing the penny cha-cha, let's take a deep dive into how this humble little coin managed to become the stuff of collector legends. We're going to break it all down: what makes this coin so special, how to spot one, how to avoid getting scammed, and of course how to possibly cash in big. And hey, if you love coins worth crazy amounts of money and want to turn spare change into solid gold, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our money-making coin tips. Let's jump in. Alright, so first things first, let's talk about what exactly this 2008 penny is. It's your standard Lincoln Memorial cent made of copper plated zinc. Nothing fancy on the surface. It's got Honest Abe on the front, the Lincoln Memorial on the back, and most importantly, it has NO mint mark, which means it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Now here's the kicker. The majority of these pennies are worth just a penny. Maybe 2 cents if you squint real hard and count the copper content. But every so often lightning strikes in the numismatic world and one coin comes off the press with a rare error or unique feature that sends collectors into a frenzy, and that's exactly what happened here. The $1.6 million 2008 penny wasn't just rare, it was a perfect storm of rarity, condition, and demand. It had a flawless strike, 0 blemishes, and was found in what collectors call MS-70 condition. That's like the Rolls-Royce of coins. Pristine, fresh off the press, flawless. The kind of thing coin graders drool over. Number 1, the condition. Like I said, it was graded MS-70 by a top-tier grading company. That's extremely rare for coins that actually circulated. Most coins get scuffed, beat up, and tossed around. A penny staying perfect for 15 years? Practically a miracle. Number 2, there was a die error. And coin collectors go absolutely wild over errors. This particular penny had what's known as a reverse die gouge, which made the Lincoln Memorial look slightly doubled and misaligned. That tiny flaw made it a one-of-a-kind piece. And when it comes to coins, uniqueness equals money. Number 3, timing and demand. In 2008, collectors were already gearing up for the big 2009 Lincoln bicentennial redesigns. That anticipation made certain 2008 coins more desirable, especially ones that stood out. Combine that with a red-hot auction and boom, the price skyrocketed. Now let me tell you a little story. I remember back in 2012 I was doing a spring cleaning operation in my garage, which basically means I moved junk from one corner to the other and called it progress. While digging through an old tin, I found this jar of pennies I'd saved up for no real reason. Just one of those I'll roll these someday kinda jars, and guess what? Right on top, staring at me, was a shiny 2008 penny with no mint mark. My heart just about leaped out of my chest. I rushed inside, turned on the brightest lamp I could find, whipped out my magnifying glass, and started inspecting it like I was auditioning for CSI. Coin edition. It wasn't the $1 million one, unfortunately. It had a couple scratches, probably from the time I used it to pry open a can of paint. But that moment, oh man, the thrill of the possibility had me hooked. That's the magic of this hobby. Every coin has a story. And every coin has a chance, no matter how small, to be the one. Alright, now here's the part you've been waiting for. How do you spot a potential fortune in your own pocket? Step 1, check the date. You're looking for a 2008 penny with no mint mark. Step 2, condition is everything. If it looks like it was chewed up by a lawnmower, you're probably out of luck. You want crisp, sharp detail, no scratches, no discoloration. Step 3, look for weirdness. That's right, anything off-center, misaligned, doubled letters, die cracks, weird dots, or gouges. Anything that seems unusual. That's where the value lives. And step 4, get it graded. You can send your coin to companies like PCGS or NGC. If they confirm it's rare and high grade, you're in business. Now a quick warning. The more valuable a coin becomes, the more scammers come out of the woodwork trying to pass off fakes. Be wary of altered dates, buffed coins, or pennies that were messed with post-mint. True valuable coins will always pass professional grading tests and have certification to back them up, and never buy a rare penny on some sketchy website for $50 hoping it's the $1,000,000 one. If it were that easy, we'd all be millionaires sipping iced tea in Florida. Auction houses are your best bet for big dollar coins. Places like Heritage Auctions or Stacksbowers specialize in rare coins and bring in serious collectors with deep pockets. Avoid selling to random buyers online unless you've already gotten it authenticated. Trust me, you want protection and proper value. And don't rush the process. A coin worth over $1,000,000 deserves a little patience and professional handling. The 2008 no-mint mark Lincoln penny might look like just another coin you flick across the counter at the gas station, but under the right circumstances it can be a life-changer. Whether it's a rare error, a perfect strike, or a freak of numismatic nature, this little coin has made headlines in Millionaires. And you might be next. So dig into that coin jar, flip through that old change drawer, and take a second look at every penny you come across. Because you never know when your spare change could change your life. And hey, if you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and smash that subscribe button for more coin collecting tips, coin values, and the wild world of money hiding in plain sight. And don't forget to leave a comment if you've ever found a rare coin or want to know more about a certain year or mint mark. We love hearing your stories, and who knows, maybe your find will be our next feature. Hey there, treasure hunters and couch coin collectors, welcome back to the channel where your spare change might just buy you a mansion. Now let me hit you with a question that might just rattle your piggy bank. What if I told you that a simple copper-colored penny from 1984, yes, that everyday humble Abraham Lincoln 1-cent coin, could be worth more than a Lamborghini, Ferrari, and your neighbor's house combined? No, I'm not kidding. Today we're diving deep into the mysterious and money-making world of the 1984 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, a coin that's turning everyday folks into millionaires. One penny at a time. And listen, if you've got a coffee jar filled with loose change under your bed or rattling in your car's cup holder, you might want to check it after this video, because that little brown circle could be worth a life-changing $1.7 million. Yes, you heard that right, $1.7 million from a penny. I mean, this might be the first time in history that Lincoln's face is literally smiling on the coin. Before we jump into the nitty-gritty, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on the next rare coin that could turn your laundry quarters into beachfront property. Alright, let's crack this mystery wide open. First things first, you're probably thinking, what's a no-mint mark penny and why should I care? Great question. Most pennies in circulation have a tiny letter under the year on the coin. That's the mint mark, and it tells you where the coin was minted. Little d means Denver and S is San Francisco, and if there's no mark at all, ding ding, that means it was minted in good ol' Philadelphia. But here's the kicker, not all mint marks are created equal. The 1984 no mint mark Lincoln penny is a little different, not just because it was minted in Philly, but because some of these coins were struck with an error. That makes them incredibly rare and super valuable. One of the rarest varieties of the 1984 penny is the double die obverse, which basically means Honest Abe looks like he had one too many espressos and now he has a shadow ear. That's right, his ear looks doubled, like someone hit copy paste on his head, because it proves that the coin press messed up, and those kinds of mistakes are what make some coins freakishly valuable. Now if you find one of these double die 1984 pennies no mint mark crisp detail, you're looking at potentially life-changing money. Some pristine versions in high-grade condition, mint state 68 red, have fetched up to $1.7 million in private auctions. That's not pocket change, that's buy a yacht and name it Lincoln kind of money. Part 3, how do you know if you've got one? Now you might be itching to grab the change jar, so let me tell you what to look for. Grab a magnifying glass, not the plastic one from your kid's spy kit. Get a decent one with 10x magnification. Now look closely at Lincoln's ear on the 1984 double die penny. It'll look like he has a second earlobe just below the first one, like a little ghost ear creeping out from the bottom. You might also see some doubling in his eye jawline, and even the date itself. Also check the lettering. Liberty and In God We Trust might look just a tiny bit thicker, or like they've got shadows. That's your cue, that's your gold mine. The coin world's version of report cards. Now even if you find one, its value depends on the grade. We're not talking A+ in algebra, we're talking coin condition from 1 to 70 on the Sheldon scale. The higher the number, the closer to mint perfect your penny is. If it's scratched, worn, or someone used it to pry open a soda can, it's probably worth less. But if it's crisp, shiny, no fingerprints or pizza grease, then you're talking real value, maybe a couple $100. MS65, now you're flirting with thousands. MS68 red, call your accountant, because you might be looking at a 6 or 7 figure payday from garage to gold. Let me tell you about my cousin Dave. Guy's a plumber, works hard, eats cold pizza, collects junk like it's an Olympic sport. One day he's cleaning out the garage and finds an old Folgers coffee can filled with coins he got from change over the years. Decides to sift through it during a rainy Sunday. He finds a 1984 penny no mint mark. Looks funny, he googles it, sees the thing about the double ear, sends it to a coin grading company, comes back MS67 red, boom, auctioned off for just over $247,000. That was his down payment on a lake. House in now every time we visit he makes us call it the house that Abe built. True story. So yeah, don't laugh at coin collectors, they might be sitting on more wealth than a stock portfolio. Part 6, Tips for selling and what not to do. Alright, let's say you think you've got one, what do you do? First, don't clean it, I mean it, do not scrub it with toothpaste or drop it in vinegar, you'll destroy the value faster than you can save. Why did I do that? Second, send it to a professional grading service, PCGS or NGCR. The big names, they'll verify the coin and give it a grade that collectors trust. Third, shop around. Just because someone offers you $10,000 doesn't mean that's the best deal. Some collectors and auction houses will pay top dollar for high-grade rare errors like this. And fourth, take your time, don't rush, do your research, because that 1 cent could literally be your ticket to financial freedom. The 1984 no-mint mark Lincoln penny isn't just another coin in your car's ashtray, it could be a millionaire's secret weapon. If it's got that double ear, that clean face, that rare shine and no mint mark, you might be sitting on a small fortune. And the best part, it's probably hiding in plain sight in your drawers, in your change jar, maybe in that mystery cup holder in the back seat that nobody ever cleans. So now's the time, check your change, use a magnifier, take a close look, and if you find that golden goose penny, take action. Who knows, you might be the next Dave sipping lemonade at the lake house built by a single lucky coin. If you enjoyed this video, smash that subscribe button like it owes you money, give us a thumbs up and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another millionaire coin tip. We've got more hidden treasures coming your way, pennies, quarters, nickels, and even weird coins that look like tokens but might just pay for your dream car. Hey there my fellow penny pickers and treasure hunters, welcome back to the channel where we turn pocket change into pure profit. If you've ever walked past a penny on the ground and didn't bother to pick it up, you might change your mind after today's video, because that one little copper coin you tossed aside could be worth not 5 cents, not $5, but a jaw-dropping $1,800,000. Yeah, you heard that right, $1.8 million for a single 1971 Lincoln 1 cent penny. So before you go checking your couch cushions or raiding your grandpa's coin jar, stick around, because I'm gonna walk you through exactly what makes this tiny piece of copper worth more than most people's houses. Oh, and by the end of this video you'll be an expert at spotting the clues that could turn your pennies into paydays. So go ahead, grab yourself a snack, maybe a magnifying glass, and let's dive into the world of millionaire pennies. Let's kick things off with a little history lesson, but don't worry, I'll keep it fun like the cool substitute teacher who shows movies on Fridays. In 1971, the U.S. Mint in San Francisco produced the S-Mint mark Lincoln penny. It was part of a proof set, which basically means these coins weren't meant for everyday use, they were specially made for collectors and struck with extra care. Now here's the kicker, these proof coins were minted in limited numbers, just over 3 million. That might sound like a lot, but in coin terms that's peanuts, and within those 3 million there are a few rare gems that slip through the cracks with errors and unique features, making them ultra rare and extremely valuable. Now let's talk turkey. Why would someone fork over nearly $2 million for a single penny? It comes down to 3 magic words: rarity, condition, and demand. First up, rarity. There are a few 1971 proof pennies that were double struck or have an extremely rare variety called the doubled die obverse. That means when the coin was made the design was accidentally stamped twice but slightly misaligned, so the letters and numbers look a little shadowed. Or a doubled. Second is condition. This isn't your average lunch money coin. The big money pennies are what collectors call PR70 DCAM. That's proof 70 deep cameo. In simple terms, it means the coin looks like it just rolled off the mint press yesterday, flawless with super sharp details and that mirror-like finish. Third is demand. Collectors go absolutely bananas for these kinds of coins, especially when a high-grade 1971 double die surfaces on the market. They'll bid like it's Black Friday and there's only one TV left on the shelf. Alright, now here's the juicy part. You want to know if you've got a treasure in your hands, right? Start by checking for the S-Mint mark that's just below the date on the front. If there's no mint mark, it's not the one we're talking about today. Next, look closely at the word Liberty, the date, and in God we trust. If you see a doubling effect, like the letters look kinda blurry or there's a shadow behind them, you might have a double die. Use a magnifying glass or even your phone camera zoomed in to spot it. Another thing to watch out for is the overall look. A deep cameo finish means the background is mirror-like and the design pops out in frosty contrast. It should almost look 3D, and if the coin is still in its original proof set holder, that's even better. Don't clean it, don't touch it, just get it appraised by a professional grading company like PCGS or NGC. Now I know you're wondering, has anyone actually paid $1.8 million for this coin? You bet your shiny copper bottom they have. A 1971 Lincoln penny with the double die obverse in pristine PR70 condition made headlines when it sold for a record-breaking $1.8 million at a private auction. It had everything collectors dream of: sharp doubling, flawless surface, and that ultra-rare grade. The story goes that the lucky owner found it while sorting through a collection inherited from their grandfather. Moral of the Story: never throw out grandpa's coins. Okay, story time. So let me tell you about the time I almost tossed out what could have been a small fortune. Back in my early coin hunting days, I bought a dusty old cigar box from a garage sale for $5. It was filled with loose change, nothing exciting at first glance, but then I found a 1971 penny all shiny and proof. Like, I thought, hey, this looks nice, but probably nothing special. I almost used it in a vending machine for a bag of chips. Thankfully, I had a buddy who was more into coins than me at the time. He took one look at it and nearly passed out. He saw the doubling and told me to send it for grading. Turns out it wasn't the big one, but it still got a decent grade and sold for $1,500. And you know what I bought with that money? A coin microscope and a year's supply of vending machine snacks. Lesson here, folks: always take a second look. That penny in your drawer might be the ticket to your first million. Let me drop some quick practical advice for all you folks just starting out, especially coins from the 60s and 70s. Buy a good magnifying glass or digital microscope. Keep coins in flips or holders to avoid damage. Never clean your coins, it ruins the value. Use online price guides and forums to compare what you've got, and join coin collecting communities on Reddit or Facebook to learn from others. Now, why are we so obsessed with these little 1-cent wonders? Because it's the thrill of the hunt, babby. It's like treasure hunting, but without the pirates and parrots. You don't need a metal detector or a map, just your eyes and a little knowledge. Finding a rare coin is like hitting the jackpot, and it makes everyday tasks like paying at the store feel like a game. I mean, how many other hobbies can you say might make you a millionaire just by sorting through your spare change? The 1971 Lincoln penny might be small, but it packs $1 million punch with the right combo of mint mark doubling, flawless proof finish, and a bit of luck. You could be holding onto a coin worth $1.8 million. Next time you get change back from the store, don't just toss those pennies in a jar. Take a moment, inspect them. Who knows, you might find the holy grail of coins sitting quietly in your pocket. And if you enjoyed this video and want more juicy tips on rare coins, errors, and money-making strategies with everyday change, make sure to hit that subscribe button right now. Ring that bell so you never miss a video, because I've got more treasures to share and I don't want you to miss a single golden opportunity. Drop a comment below if you've got a cool coin story, or if you think you found something special, and hey, maybe I'll feature it in the next video. Hey folks, let me ask you a wild question. What if I told you that a dirty, old penny lying in your junk drawer right now could be worth more than a brand new Lamborghini? Yep, you heard that right. One little brown coin. One tiny cent worth a staggering $1.9 million. I know what you're thinking. Come on now, it's just a penny. You can't even buy a gumball with that anymore. Well, my friend, today I'm about to blow your mind with the story of a 1964 Lincoln penny without a mint mark, the kind you've probably ignored hundreds of times. Turns out, one of these babies is sitting pretty at nearly $2 million in today's collector's market. So grab your old coin jar, kick up your feet, and stick with me, because we're diving deep into how, why, and where this copper treasure came from, how it got so valuable, and most importantly, how you might just be sitting on one without even knowing it. And trust me, if I had $1 for every time someone tossed a fortune back into the tip jar, I'd have, well, 1.9 million pennies. Let's get started. Alright, before we start flipping through couch cushions, let's understand what this coin even is. The 1964 Lincoln penny was part of the Lincoln Memorial Cent series, which ran from 1959 to 2008. Designed by Frank Gasparo, this penny featured Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. In 1964, the U.S. Mint was producing coins in high volume. That year alone, over 6.4 billion pennies were minted in Philadelphia, and about 3.8 billion more in Denver. That's a whole lot of Lincolns, but here's where the magic happens. Some of those pennies, the ones without any mint mark, ended up being struck on planchets that weren't supposed to be used. These rare error coins were accidentally minted on 95% copper planchets with slight variations in composition, weight, or strike, and collectors absolutely lose their minds over these. Well, let me take you back to 2009. A coin collector stumbled on a 1964 no mint mark penny that looked off. Turns out, it had an incredibly sharp strike, a high copper content, a near-perfect mint state, and even a slight double die error. Coin experts examined it and confirmed, this wasn't your ordinary cent. It was a rare transitional error with unique metallurgical properties, struck with incredible clarity. Only one or two of these are believed to exist in this condition, and collectors have driven the value up, and away. Eventually, one sold at auction for $1.9 million. That's enough to buy a mansion, a Ferrari, and still have change left over for a lifetime supply of gumballs you can't use a penny to buy. If your penny has a D or S, it's not the one. These are 95% copper, so they're a bit heavier and feel solid. Look for ultra-sharp features. Lincoln's hair and the memorial lines should be crisp. It must be in mint or near mint condition. No scratches, no discoloration. Use a magnifier. Check the date and lettering for any doubling. Weigh it, should weigh around 3.11 grams. If it's heavier or lighter, it might be a planchet error. If your coin looks promising, do not clean it. That's like washing a vintage Picasso with dish soap. You could wipe off thousands in value. Instead, get it professionally graded. Let me tell you about the time I thought I struck gold, or copper. I guessed a few years back. I was helping my dad clean out his garage. You know, your typical father-son bonding experience involving spiders, dust, and broken lawn chairs. We stumbled across a jar full of pennies, the kind he'd been tossing coins into since the 70s. We sat down on the concrete floor, dust flying everywhere, flipping pennies like blackjack dealers. And then I saw it, a 1964, no mint mark, shiny, barely used penny. I swear, my heart skipped a beat. I googled faster than a teenager texting a crush. My hands were shaking. My dad, totally calm, goes, "You want it? Take it." I drove that penny to a local coin dealer with visions of early retirement and a trip to Hawaii dancing in my head. Turns out, it was just a regular old 1964 penny in good condition. Worth maybe a few bucks. No fancy errors. No double dies. But you know what? That little thrill? That mystery? That hope. Now I inspect every coin I see. I've got a magnifying glass in my glove compartment, just in case. Use services like PCGS or NGC. They'll authenticate and grade it, which is crucial for value. Heritage auctions, Stacksbauers, these are the big leagues. There are collectors who will pay top dollar for coins like these, especially if they're investment grade. eBay, great collections, even niche Facebook groups. But be careful, fraud is common. Once you get that $1 million grade, insure that coin. It's worth more than most people's cars. Other Lincoln pennies to watch for if you're already hunting. Don't stop at the 1964 penny. Here are some other big hitters, worth over $1 million up to $50,000, $300 to $3,000 depending on condition. A few $100, still not bad, very rare, worth thousands. Every pocket of change is like a mini treasure hunt. Alright, coin hunters, we've reached the end of this copper-coated journey. The 1964 no mint mark Lincoln penny might look ordinary, but in rare cases, it's anything but. With sharp features, a clean finish, and some unique errors, one of these coins turned from a common cent into a $1 million masterpiece. Just maybe, you've got one hiding in your piggy bank right now. Here's your homework. After this video, go find your old coin jars, dig through your glove box, check behind the cushions, and start inspecting every 1964 penny you find. Because who knows? You might be one coin away from financial freedom. If you enjoyed this video and want more treasure hunting tips, weird coin stories, and real strategies for spotting big money coins in everyday change, smash that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss a chance to strike it rich. Share this video with a friend who still thinks pennies are worthless. Let's prove them wrong together. Hey folks, welcome back to the channel that turns pocket change into piles of cash. Now let me ask you something. Have you ever bent over to pick up a penny off the ground and someone laughed at you? Well, they're probably still broke. Because guess what? That little copper-colored coin could be worth a whole lot more than just 1 cent. In fact, if you've got a certain 1982 D Lincoln penny in your collection, you might just be holding on to $1 million without even knowing it. That's right. $1 million. I know it sounds like something out of a late-night infomercial, but stick around because I'm gonna walk you through the wild world of the 1982 D Lincoln penny, why it's worth so much money, and how you can tell if you're lucky enough to own one. And at the end, I'll share a personal story about how one little penny almost got tossed in a vending machine slot, but ended up changing everything. So grab your coffee, kick back, and let's dive deep into a coin that could make you richer than your boss on bonus day. Alright, so let's rewind to 1982. Michael Jackson's Thriller was topping the charts. Gas was under $1. And the US Mint was quietly making one of the biggest changes in coin history. They switched the Lincoln penny's composition. Up until 1982, pennies were made mostly of copper. But copper got expensive and the government said, "We're not paying gourmet prices for pennies anymore." So they switched to a cheaper mix of zinc with a thin copper coating. In 1982, both copper and zinc pennies were made. And here's where it gets juicy. Some were struck with copper planchets. Some with zinc. But not all of them were labeled properly. And that is where the magic $1 million mystery begins. Now there were multiple varieties of the 1982 penny, small date and large date, and they came from both the Philadelphia Mint and the Denver Mint. The D Mint mark is what we're looking at today. That's the one from Denver. Most 1982 D pennies are zinc. That's normal. But a few, and I mean very few, were made from the old copper planchets, and when that mistake happens, that's when your penny becomes a rock star. A genuine 1982 D copper penny is not supposed to exist. Yet here we are, and collectors have confirmed a few of these bad boys actually made it out into the wild. Let's break it down. First, it's rare. Like, 1 in a billion rare. Second, it wasn't just an error, it was a crossover of two coin eras. Think of it like finding a VHS tape with a Netflix logo on it. That shouldn't exist, right? That's the level of weird we're talking about. Third, it's authenticated. The few known 1982 D copper pennies that have sold have been authenticated by PCGS or NGC, the top dogs in coin grading. One of these coins sold for over $18,000 years ago, and its value has only skyrocketed since. The latest market estimate? Right around $1 million for a top-grade specimen. Alright, grab your magnifying glass and let's talk diagnostics. First, flip that penny over and look for the D Mint mark. That's your starting line. Next, weigh it. A copper penny should weigh around 3.11 grams. A zinc penny? Around 2.5 grams. So if your 1982 D penny clocks in at 3.11 grams, congratulations, you just made it to the second round of American Coin Idol. But hold on. Weight alone isn't enough. You've got to check for the large date variety, because so far, all known 1982 D copper pennies with the error have the large date. If your penny has the D Mint mark, weighs about 3.11 grams, and shows the large date, it might just be $1 million miracle. So let's say you've got the golden ticket. Don't run to the pawn shop. And definitely don't spend it on a bag of chips. Step 1, protect it. Put it in a coin flip, plastic sleeve, or even a tiny envelope. Don't clean it. Don't polish it. This isn't silverware, this is history. Step 2, get it graded. Send it to PCGS or NGC for authentication. Yeah, it costs a few bucks, but you're not mailing grandma's old buttons. You're sending in a potential millionaire maker. Step 3, sit back and let the bidding begin. Collectors go nuts for these kinds of rarities. And with the coin market on fire lately, you might see offers that make your head spin. So last year, I was cleaning out this old change jar. You know the jar you swear you'll take to the bank someday, but it just sits in the kitchen collecting dust. I'm pouring the coins out, and I see a dull, grimy penny. I almost tossed it. But something told me to hang on. I squinted, saw the 1982 D, and weighed it 3.12 grams. My heart skipped. I thought, no way. This can't be real. Sent it off for grading, and it came back, authentic copper. Not $1 million one, mine had a few scratches, but it still brought in over $12,000 at auction, for a penny that was practically stuck to a gumball. Every penny has a story, and sometimes, it has a payday too. If you've got a 1982 D penny, check the weight. Look for that large date. And if you've got one that's copper and legit, you might be walking around with a piece of numismatic history. The coin world is full of surprises. That's why I always say, never ignore the little guys. The coins you pass over today might pay for your retirement tomorrow. And listen, whether you're a seasoned collector or just someone who checks their pockets for change while waiting in line for coffee, this channel is for you. I break down rare coin tips, money-making strategies, and everything you need to know to turn your spare change into serious cash. So do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button like it owes you money. Tap the bell so you don't miss the next video. And drop a comment if you've ever found a strange penny. I'd love to hear your story. Until next time, keep checking those pockets. Your millionaire moment might be one coin away. Subscribe now for weekly rare coin finds. Hey there, treasure hunters and pocket change warriors, welcome back to the channel where pennies make millionaires and your junk drawer might just be your retirement fund. Now hold up before you toss that last penny on the counter at the gas station. Listen to this, there's a tiny copper coin that could flip your entire life around. The 2016 D Lincoln penny. Yeah, that plain looking brown coin with Abraham Lincoln sitting proud on it could be worth not 10 cents, not $10, but over 1.1 $1 million. Yep, you heard that right. A 2016 Denver Mint Lincoln Penny that's worth more than a Lamborghini Aventador or a beach house in Florida or 20,000 Taco Bell runs if that's your vibe. So if you've ever thought searching through pennies is a waste of time, buckle up, because for the next 50 minutes we're diving deep into this $1 million coin, why it's so valuable, what to look for, and how it might be sitting unnoticed in your couch cushions right now. And I'll even share a personal story where I almost threw away something worth a small fortune. Spoiler alert, I still regret it. So grab a drink, grab your jar of change, and let's get into the world of rich pennies. First things first, the D mint mark means it was minted in Denver, Colorado. That alone doesn't make it valuable. I mean, Denver mints billions of these bad boys every year. In 2016 alone, we're talking over 4.5 billion with a B Lincoln cents struck in Denver. So why would one of these be worth more than a house in the suburbs? It's all about the details, friend. We're talking about mint errors, rare die varieties, and unbelievably high grading conditions. Let me break it down. What makes the 2016 D Lincoln Penny valuable is a double whammy of two things. Number one is a rare error, and number two is an unbelievably perfect grade. Let's start with the error. This coin was struck with what collectors call a double die. Specifically, some versions of the 2016 D Penny have strong doubling on Lincoln's ear, his collar, and even parts of the word liberty and "In God We Trust." That's rare and makes a coin stand out immediately to any experienced collector. Now add this: a high-grade version of this penny was submitted to a grading company like PCGS or NGC and came back with a perfect or near-perfect grade like MS70. That means mint state 70. Flawless condition. Combine a rare error with a perfect grade and boom, that's when you see auction houses like Heritage and Stacksbowers listing it for over $1.1 million. Okay, so how do you know if your penny is the chosen one? Here's what you look for. Step 1, flip it over and check for the D mark under the ear on the front. Step 2, use a magnifying glass or phone zoom to examine Lincoln's ear and collar. Any doubling there might be your jackpot. Step 3, look for super clean, smooth surfaces, no scratches, no smudges, no signs of wear. That increases your chance of getting a high grade. And if you're thinking, wait, I've got terrible eyes, don't worry, there are phone apps now that can help zoom and even detect potential double dies with basic AI image scans, so no excuses. Let me tell you about the time I almost passed out over a penny a few years ago. Before I got into coin collecting, I had a jar on top of my fridge filled with random change. You know, the one you toss your coins into and forget about. Well, one weekend I decided to roll them up and take them to the bank. I remember there was a shiny newer penny in there from 2016, looked perfect, like it had just left the mint. I even paused and thought, wow, this one looks too new to spend, then shrugged, tossed it into a roll, and bam, it was gone. 2 months later, I started learning about coin errors and came across a forum thread about 2016 D pennies worth big money. I kid you not, the description matched that coin to a T. I spent a week calling my bank asking if I could get my coin rolls back. You already know how that went, so learn from me, folks. Don't be a dum-dum like I was. Now I get it, you're probably wondering why on earth would anyone pay over $1 million for a penny? Because collectors aren't just buying a coin, they're buying rarity, history, and prestige. Owning a $1 million penny is like owning the Mona Lisa of pocket change. It's the thrill, the chase, and bragging rights all rolled into one shiny copper disc. Also, investors are moving more into physical assets like coins because they're portable, private, and steadily increase in value. Especially during shaky economies, you can't just print more of a rare 2016 D double die graded MS70 coin. That's what makes it gold in collector terms. Alright, so you think you might have the golden goose. What's next? Send it in for grading. The top grading companies are PCGS and NGC. They'll verify authenticity, give it a grade, and slab it up in a tamper-proof holder. It might cost around $50 to $100, but if your coin is worth over $1 million, that's the best investment you'll ever make. And don't try to clean your coin first, that'll ruin the surface and tank the value. Just send it in as is, let the pros handle it. Wanna up your odds? Here's some quick strategies. Check coin rolls from the bank, especially ones that haven't been tampered with. Hit up estate sales, flea markets, and garage sales where old change might be sitting in jars. Join online collector forums where people trade and sell pennies for cheap before realizing their full value. And for the love of Lincoln, always check your pocket change before you spend it. While today we're hyping the 2016 D, there are others to keep an eye out for. 1983 double die reverse, 1992 close AM, 1995 double die obverse, and 2019 W pennies with the West Point mint mark. All of these can fetch thousands and sometimes hundreds of thousands depending on grade and condition. So yeah, the jar of pennies on your counter could literally be a vault. Alright folks, we've been on quite the journey today. From the humble 2016 D penny to the $1 million auction block, we've learned just how powerful a single coin can be. Remember, the details matter. A tiny imperfection can make a massive difference, and it's not just about the money, it's about the hunt, the history, and the satisfaction of finding buried treasure in plain sight. If you enjoyed this video, smash that subscribe button and join our coin family here on the channel. We drop videos every week on coins worth big money, tips for identifying rare finds, and how you can turn spare change into serious cash. Also hit the like button and leave a comment below. Have You ever found a rare coin, or did you like me toss away something worth a fortune? Let's turn your next coin find into a millionaire moment. This is your chance to stop walking past treasure and start picking it up.